What is going on, guys? It's Kitten of Doom, and welcome back once again to a Smite Season 4 God Guide. Today we are going to be going over another one of my favorite hunters, Izanami. I will be going over how to build her, as well as going over how her abilities work. We are going to be going over her passive, which is called Death Draws Nigh. The closer Izanami gets to death, the more powerful she becomes. Izanami gains 4% physical penetration for each 15% of her health that is missing, up to a maximum of 20%. So this passive is extremely good on her because the lower she gets in a battle with another hunter, she can just gain more penetration. Makes her an extremely good boxer going up against other hunters in the duo lane. First ability is called Sickle Storm. For 6 seconds, Izanami throws her Kama sickles even faster and more furiously. While active, she gains attack speed, and her basic attacks no longer return to her, instead applying bonus damage in addition to 100% of her basic attack power per hit. Attack speed increases from 55 to 75% as you level this ability. Bonus damage goes up from 5 to 25, and it lasts for 6 seconds. Now, this ability is amazing for tower pushing and just pushing objectives like Gold Fury, Fire Giant, anything you want. Also great on boxing other enemy gods. Now we're going to be going over her third ability, which is called Spectral Projection. Izanami sends forth a demonic visage of herself to strike down her enemies, damaging and slowing all enemies in a line. If an enemy god is killed while slowed by this ability, future uses of the slow will be increased by 6% per kill, up to twice for a maximum of 30%. Damage on this ability goes up from 65 to 265 plus 90% of your physical power, and the slow is 18%, and then there's an additional plus 6% per kill, so it goes up to a maximum of a 30% slow. Slow duration is 2 seconds, it goes up to 3 seconds, and it is a line ability. Third ability is called Fade Away. Izanami descends into the underworld, becoming stealthed, and leaps away from her current position. Taking damage or firing a damaging ability or basic attack breaks her stealth. Stealth duration goes up from 4 seconds to 6 seconds, and it is a leap, range of 55. Next, her ultimate is called Dark Portal. Izanami summons a dark portal which damages and silences all enemies in range. Damage goes up from 250 to 650 plus 130% of your physical power. Duration on the silence lasts from 1.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds. Has a radius of 15, cooldown of 80 seconds. I'm going to be going over how to level her abilities. So first in Conquest, I always go with her 2. Spectral Projection. This just helps her lane clear really easily. Another good item you'd always want to buy in Conquest is Dust Toll. So hitting an enemy with the basic attack restores 8 health and 3 mana. So this is amazing on her AoE autos. And I always do this and tier 1 of boots with 4 of each potion, health and mana potion, and then I go to lane like that. Another thing you could do is, instead of starting tier 1 boots, you could go tier 1 Transcendence, which I know is a pretty popular start. I think you'd only have enough gold to do maybe like 2 health pots and 1 mana pot. And then you could go out to lane like that and obviously get like Sanctuary or Beads, just depending on what gods you're going against. Ability I go into next is her 1, obviously to help just box out some more enemy gods and everything like that. On level 3, you could put another point into her 2, to help with even more lane clear, or if you're getting like bullied out, you could go with her 3 to just get that extra escape ability if you're running into trouble or anything like that. Level 4, obviously if you went into your 3, just max your 2. 5 your ultimate. Pretty much want to keep maxing your 2. Then max your 1 after that. Every time my ult comes up on her, I'd always want to level it just because it does a lot of damage. Have your 2 maxed at level 10. Go back into your 1. Ultimate 1. And then max her 3 last. A good tip on spectral projection is that it slows enemies, and if you kill them while they're slowed by this ability, it obviously gains the extra slow passive. So you always want to make sure when you're trying to kill someone to put the 2 on them. A good way to know that your passive on your second ability is all the way leveled up is if you look at her passive meter. You can see those 5 swirls, and if they're all lit up like that, you have the extra slow on the ability. The problem with her 3 is it takes a little bit to wind up, so it isn't the best escape. But as long as you can get it off, you should be good. But Izanami can be taken out of her 3 if she gets CC'd or stunned, anything like that. So always be careful with using your 3. You could also use her 3 to go in and initiate if you're feeling confident.
Gotta run.
So when you're stealth, no one will see you. They won't expect you to like ult them, then you can just combo. That is another option you could do with her. Her ultimate hits extremely hard, so you can use it to secure Gold Furies and Fire Giants if you need to, if none of your other team has any ultimate that can secure those kind of things. And I'm going to be going over her build that I do. Obviously you'd want Death's Toll as a starter item for Conquest or any other game mode if you want to go with the starter item. I would go into Warrior Tabi. I always do Transcendence with her. I just think it makes her abilities hit extremely hard. Another item I think is a must on her, but you don't have to build, is Hasten Fatalis. It just makes her autos feel so much better. Like she can just kite with her autos. Makes her extremely fun when she has Hasten Fatalis. And this is the pen build I would go. The 2 builds you pretty much go on Hunters, it's either pen or crit. So this is the pen build I have for her. After Hastened, I would go into like Titan's Bane. Then you could do Keen Size, especially good if there's tanky targets on their teams, Warriors or Guardians. You'd obviously want to sell your starter item. And then another good potential pickup on her could be Crusher. Gives you attack speed, pen, and gives you cooldown. So I'm going to show you what numbers on this build looks like. When you use your 1, you're hitting pretty hard. Ult hits for 823. Another possible build path you can go besides pen is obviously crit. Even with crit, I'd still want to do or recommend Warrior Tabi, Transcendence, Hasten Fatalis, Titan's Bane, and then Wind Demon is amazing on her. Gives her attack speed in addition to crit. And then Deathbringer. This is one of my favorite crit builds for her. She has pen with Titan's Bane and then crits, like she's just gonna maul through everybody. So she can hit for this much with this build. And the thing with her is her autos are definitely different, AoE autos. So it can even crit on the basic attack that's coming back to you, which I'm going to show right here. It can even crit twice. So it can crit going towards them and coming back, just like that. So I think crits can be really good on her. When she has her one, her crits are pretty nasty. Obviously, if you don't want to go like Fatalis, you can go for an Aussie. Gives you lifesteal and attack speed if you just think lifesteal is more important than having Fatalis. You could go Devour's Gauntlets on her. I know lifesteal isn't the best on her just because of how her autos work, but you could always do that if you wanted to. Some more situational items for her would be like a Brawler's Beat Stick if they have healers on the other team. Like Hercules, Chonga, Hel, Sylvanas, all of those guys. And then, you know, you could even keep the Aussie for additional pen and do like a king size, wherever that is, right here. So she just won't have that extra movement with Haste and Fatalis. This build still works though. Still hitting pretty hard. I think the numbers would be pretty much the same if you got Fatalis. I wanted to mention some good guardians that can pair well with Izanami. I think Ares would be a good one just because of his ult. Once he pulls everyone in, you can just ult right in the middle of it, hurt everyone pretty badly. Another one would be Kumbhakarna, obviously, because his ult, after that, you can just put your ult down when they land. Some other ones would be Sobek with Plucks. Right after he plucks, you can just press your 2 and shred them with your 1. Terra is another good one, obviously, for all of Terra's CC. And she pretty much works well with a bunch of other guardians like Ymir, Khepri, and Geb. Some Gons that isn't as strong against is Scotty, Vulcan, Kumbhakarna, Kabrakan, and Rama. Izanami is weak against Hou-Yi, Kali, Ullr, Erlang Shen, and Khepri. Izanami is pretty good against Scotty though because her autos can just go right through Calder's health points pretty fast, so Scotty has a hard time with that. I wanted to mention some pros and cons of Izanami. So some pros with her: she's very mobile, she has amazing lane clear, decent early game. Her ult's a really hard hitting ult with a silence, so that's a big plus with her. She has penetration with her passive if she gets low, great tower pusher with objectives, and she is a great boxer against other ADCs. Some cons is that she's squishy if she gets caught out. Her ult can be really hard to land and aim, so you have to have a lot of practice with that. Autos can be really hard with her to get used to. I know it took me a little bit to get used to her AoE autos. After you do though, she is just so much fun to play. And her autos can be a little bit hard to hit if you're not used to it. Want to show you guys what her level 1 wave clear looks like, because it is amazing. So obviously level 1 you'd be starting off with, like what I said, either the tier 1 trans or boots. And you'd always want to start with your 2. Hopefully we can get a full minion wave, but her AoE autos are amazing on waves. She doesn't even necessarily need to use an ability to clear the wave. So other ADCs kind of have a hard time against her early because she gives so much pressure. And with your Guardian along helping you clear, it's just amazing. And obviously this is just the clear without me using my 2. So I'll use 2 on the wave and then auto and show you how that looks. So if you can get early pressure with her, you can just bully whoever is in your lane. So, yep, her clear is amazing. I'm gonna show you her kill combo. Let's just go with the crit build I showed earlier. Alright, you always want to initiate with your 1 on Izanami. It will slow the enemy god, help you land your autos a lot easier. Always want to initiate with your 2 and then go into your 1 and just rail them. She is amazing at boxing. Another combo you can do is slowing them with your 2. Landing your ultimate because they're slowed, and then just going in with your 1, nailing them like that. Then I just wanted to show you what her damage looks like on the raw. So this is what I'd do. Like, just hurts so bad. Love crits on her. Love pen build on her. She's so versatile.
Glorious double kill.
And that is gonna wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a like if this guide has helped you at all, and comment below if you have any additional tips or comments and what you like to build on Izanami. I will attach some clips on some Izanami gameplay to wrap up the guide and show you some in-game kills of how I play her, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!